and welcome to That's What She Said. My name is Mercy. Hope you all are having an amazing week. That's What She Said is now an audio and a video podcast, and we are featuring some amazing people in all our episodes. So, today, before I introduce you to our guest on the show, I have to give you my gyan, don't I? Mercy's gyan for the day is here. Don't tell everything to your friends and family. Of course, your close friends, your family would want to know what's happening in your relationships, but don't spill all the dirt, especially I'm talking about sex life or the fights that you're having between, you and your partner. I'm sure they come from good intention, but the person you're confiding with may be biased towards you or your partner actually, and things might get worse. So don't tell everything to your friends and family. So today on my show, the guest that I have with me, I think I got to know her, I got to have a chat with her very recently on the sets of Vikram, I must say. Weirdly enough, I think we also spoke about relationships.
We did.
So welcome Gayathrie to That's What She Said. Thank you so
thanks,
much.
Mercy, for having me here. And I'm glad you chose me for this topic. I'm glad that conversation happened that day, which led to this.
I know, right? We actually sat and spoke about it. When I was thinking about it, people still don't know what we are talking about. So we are going to talk about... Ta-da!
Red flags in a relationship.
Exactly. Two girls here. We're going to sit and discuss about all the red flags that we have experienced in our relationship. Are we ready?
Maybe.
So before we get into the question part of it, let me actually tell them what red flags are. So red flags are basically unhealthy or manipulative behavior. I would say things that go unnoticed when you're so much in love with someone, right? For me, I have not at all noticed any red flags when I was in a relationship, and then when I get out of it, I'm like, so he was doing all of this and I didn't even know it, right? So this is what it is according to me. What do you think is?
I think it's pretty much the same. I think we tend to wear these rose-tinted glasses when we're in a relationship and be like, this is just a one-off thing. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then you let people cross your boundaries, and then at one point you realize you're just not yourself anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
And why does this happen much later for us, right?
So I actually do sit and think about these things. I'm like, why did I let this happen so many times in my life?
I know.
And I feel like maybe somewhere I blame the movie industry for this. General messaging around women is like, find the love of your life. And I don't think that's the case for men.
The purpose, basically, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
At a lot of points in my life, I feel like if my relationship was okay, my life felt okay.
Right.
But if I didn't have a relationship, I felt more unsettled than I did if my career was not going as well. Or
Exactly.
I started questioning that. I was like, why is that? Men seem to be fine being single.
Yeah.
Why am I like, oh no, I'm single and like feeling
Edo
this
problem irke.
yeah, feeling like this void. And I think that's when you kind of force yourself to be in a relationship because you feel you just want some kind of calm in your own head. You hang on to whatever you think is the best option available at that time, and you tend to ignore some of the bad things. And you only add to your own baggage when you do that.
True. So do you think this comes from ages of, telling us this? Is this why we are feeling the need to get into a relationship, or do we also feel okay, it is nice to have a relationship? What do you think?
It is nice to have a relationship, and I think as a human being, when you go through life, you will get to a point somewhere in your mid-20s maybe where you're like, you know what, having a companion is something that I want.
Yes.
I think by then, you know what kind of way you want your life to go. So it's easier to pick someone who's going on the same path. But I think before that, if you end up in like bad relationships, you're going to have that baggage and it's going to like hinder your mid-20s journey.
But I think we've all had our bad share of relationships, right? Like I think that's what is also making us learn a lot also, I must say. Yeah, I think I should give it to all those people who came in my life and gave me so much knowledge about what is good, what is not. I wouldn't say I've learned it all, but like at least I know what I don't want.
As much as I would like to just bash my exes and be like, they were the red flags, I feel like somewhere they helped me understand that I also manipulate certain things because it suits me or that's what I want. It's a journey of unlearning.
Yes, that is so true because I was actually going to get to that, but I'm glad you said it before. After one of my relationship ended, right, I was actually so sure that I didn't go wrong at all. Whatever happened, he was the reason for us is what I was thinking. But then, the stages of breakup that we go through, and finally when, we accepted, okay, this is what it is, it kind of made me think probably even I wasn't the most perfect person that is, like, I also was the toxic person.
Yeah.
And I started thinking more about that, and I realized, yes, there is a lot of unlearning that I have to do, that I don't want to continue in my next relationship. So yeah, what you said makes a lot of sense. I think we also have red flags.
Yeah.
So what do you think is your top red flag?
Okay, I'll tell you my early 20s, no.
Okay.
um, so I didn't know how to find that person that I
Yeah.
want to be with for the rest of
Yeah.
my. I grew up on Shah Rukh movies, and I always thought it's like when you see someone and like you feel something the first time and all
Yeah.
of that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've dated people based on just that.
Just
Like,
that.
yeah.
Only Bollywood movies.
Yeah, first meeting, some connection happened. Oh
Butterflies.
yes.
Yeah.
Next time we talk, we're already in a relationship kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like one all-nighter conversation
That's it, we are
on something
boyfriend,
like yeah.
girlfriend.
And then I realized that I was forcing this scenario to fit some already preconceived image that I had in my head. Clearly, that person is not what I'm looking for. And they
Correct.
show signs throughout the journey.
But you ignored it.
Exactly. But I'm like, no, it will happen. This is the person I
Yeah,
felt it.
yeah.
I think that was my biggest red flag.
Okay, so like just
Being blind.
being blind.
It's not his fault. He was always telling me he's not the one.
Oh my God. Now
Yeah.
when I think about all the relationships, yes, he did give me signs that sorry, I'm not gonna end up with you. But I
Exactly.
kept thinking, no, 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 this is the one. I
Yeah.
will end up with him. I think my red flag, I think in my 20s again, I don't want to talk anything about my 30s because I'm married now. I'm like, and I don't want to put myself down. But then, yeah, in my 20s, I think I was an overly possessive girlfriend. Like now, when I think about it, yeah, it's so toxic. Like I used to be so possessive about my boyfriend, and I was also a very insecure person. Like definitely when I think about. Yeah, okay, I have grown so much. It feels good, but that was definitely my red flags. And also, one more thing, if you have noticed, all our friends know when we are with someone, they'll say, oh, yeah, great, great, great. Right after the breakup, they'll be like,
Oh, I never liked
"Hey,
that guy."
I never liked him. He was never good enough for you.
Yeah.
And did you see how he was doing this? And I was like, why didn't you tell me this,
But
bro?
I feel like I am to blame when that happens with my friends because they don't mince words, my friends. And they're like, Panna there. I'll say, yeah. Next thing you know, I'm back with this person. And they're like,
இவளுக்குலாம் அட்வைஸே கொடுக்க கூடாது.
கொடுத்து ஒரு பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை திரும்ப அங்கதான் போறேன் அப்படின்னு.
Wow, I thought we will be bashing up men. What's happening with us, Gayathrie? We are like, நம்ம மேல தான் தப்பு
No,
இருக்கு.
we are enlightened souls.
What is your top deal breaking red flag in a man?
I think it's more because of how I grew up. My dad used to cook. My dad has cleaned. My dad used to watch me when my mom had work.
Okay.
He was very hands-on. So he'll mudila pinni vidvaru andha alavukku.
Okay.
This actually happened that during lockdown my mom wanted to get me married.
Okay.
So we went on matrimony sites.
Oh, we have to talk about this.
There was a whole different world to me where guys are like, you're an actor. I'm working in so and so country. What will you do here after you get married and come here? I'm like,
What did you say?
so I was like, okay, if you want to discuss this, let's talk. At some point, if we're going to start a family, I'm going to have to stop working. So have you thought about me being financially dependent on you? And by default, my parents also, in case something happens. He's like, no, I never thought about these things. I'm like, then why you on a matrimony site asking me questions?
Exactly.
Yeah, that ended there.
So that is your deal breaking flag, not being hands on things.
Yeah, like I don't see myself cooking all 3 meals and like being that home runner person. I just can't. Like I've seen my dad contribute more than 50% maybe at times. So yeah, I think I expect that. That's like base level for me. Anything more is okay. Anything less, I think I'll become a nag.
No, but I'm glad you brought up the matrimony side thing because I have great stories about it.
Really?
Yeah,
You too?
so yeah, of course. So my family started looking for a potential guy for me when I was 21. And I got married at the age of 31.
Okay.
So 10 years the search went on. Though I had boyfriend in between, no boyfriend in between, I was single, they just went on. They were just like, you do what you want. We will do
We'll
our
search.
kadama. We will look for people.
And you were okay with that?
When I was single, I also tried. Like, I also spoke to people. I also met people. But when I was with someone, I'm like, no, 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 this is the one, like that I used to think. But then they always knew this is not the one. So they somehow had some sort of confidence going. But there was this one time, my dad was like, this guy is great. Like, so we own a school back in my hometown. And this guy also owns a school. So my dad was very excited that we found like a school, like, abde
connection.
family, abde on the connect I was like, okay, great. Like, I will give it a shot because, yeah, if it's matching, it's matching. So he was in the US. I think he lived in LA or somewhere. He kept going on and on about his life in LA, where he parties, what he does, where he eats, what he wears. And very randomly, he was name dropping. Like, oh, you must know this person, right? And all that. I'm like, no, I don't know this person. And I said, okay, you're great and all that. And I went back home. I told my dad, I'm sorry, this is not happening. My dad was so upset. He was like, yeah, school and all. What school? So that was my matrimony experience. So I think I can do an episode on this because I met so many people.
Same here. I had one similar experience, okay? Matrimony guy only. My parents are like, I told them clearly, like, you know what? Tell them I'm an actor, everything. Do all the filtering. And if they still want to talk to me, then I'll talk to them. So this guy, like, I got his number on WhatsApp and we were texting, and he has a dog, he had tattoos and all that. I was like, oh, okay, cool, seems so fine. And then we got on a call.
Okay.
Same thing. 25-minute long call. And all I said was, okay, that's all.
Okay,
And he
okay.
just kept talking, and everything's about, I went to Germany, we went here, we drank this. We went to Goa, we drank this. I was like, do you do anything other than drinking?
Why is this
I
such
felt
a big
bad
deal?
for him. I was like, he probably didn't get a chance to enjoy all this when he was in college.
Maybe,
And
huh.
he's living that now. I was like, I finished all this like 10, 15 years ago.
சின்ன பையன்.
நீ கொஞ்சம் வளர்ந்துட்டு வா, bye.
Yeah, oh my god, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, like I'm over that phase of drinking and partying and all. I consider myself an old person now. Like if I'm meeting someone, I want to hear what they're saying, not have to shout over the music.
I think we're two old souls sitting here and speaking, who prefer sitting at home and probably having a drink, not going to the, like, partying, clubbing. I'm also so done with that phase for sure.
So I was like, even though you seem like a nice, cool person, like
Not
our
happening,
journeys
bro.
are way different. I was
know.
like, not happening. Bye.
Yeah, so I think something that all the people who are watching and listening should know is, if you're going on a date, like, listen also.
Correct.
Don't keep going on and on about yourself, because that is such a red flag.
And he said also, he's like, I normally don't get to, like, I don't talk so much. You're such a great listener. I'm like, you didn't let me talk.
So since you're also an actor, right, in any of your relationship or anybody you've met so far, have you ever been made to feel bad for people being attracted to you?
Yeah, I've been shamed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's get to the bashing part now.
Okay, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Finally.
Yeah.
So, this person initially was really nice to me and would do things for me and all. Like, if I'm at shoot, I'm reaching late, I haven't eaten. When I reach there, there'll already be like food waiting for me from
Sweet.
Swiggy or something like that. And Women's Day, I got flowers, I got some gifts. I was like, wow, this guy's making me feel so special and all that. So, there was a point where I started living at his place because he couldn't stay at mine. I was living with girls, and they're like, okay, once or twice is okay, but this guy's always here, you need to go. So like, fine, I'll go to his place, we'll hang out there. The moment that happened, he felt like he had some kind of control over me,
Okay.
and the dynamic changed so quickly, and like it became about me having to listen to him.
Okay.
And I would be shamed for having to leave for work.
Okay.
to shoot somewhere, and he'd be like, "Oh, I had a fever, but you went away." I can't help it. That's
Yeah,
work.
of course, yeah.
Comes and goes. Whenever it comes, I need to go.
Yeah.
And like fights started, and then it got really nasty to a point where he's like, "Your industry people, dane. Nee anda industry ponnu dane," and all. I was like,
Oh my
"What is
goodness.
this shaming? Like,
I know.
if you don't like industry people, why are you dating one? Why didn't you have to come and
True.
like be nice to me and all?" There, I kind of drew the line there. I was like, this character assassination and all is not happening. Whatever the fight, there's a way to deal with it. You don't like it, you should have said so earlier. You come, like, you chase me, and then once we're dating, now you like try to character assassinate me, and like it's to a point where you're kind of trapped in their space.
It's crazy how the dynamic changed, like how
Yeah.
he was so nice, and then, but what do you think, what made him, like, what gave him that idea that he actually has that control over you right after you moved in, though?
I think it's because he knew that because I just moved in, I don't have a place to run to
Oh my god.
when I'm upset with him.
That is like showing some sort of power, right?
Yeah,
That's really
and
bad.
like there's so much malice in that person that I didn't see at all for the first so many months that he was chasing me.
Right.
And yeah, I think from that I learned that whoever it is henceforth, I'll have to like take my time, probably even live with them, and see what it's like to be in their house
True.
at their mercy,
I know.
and how that person treats you when you're at their mercy.
Very true. I think I'm so for this concept, especially anybody who we are in relationship with, right? Like the dynamic actually changes when you start living with someone.
Yeah.
You actually can gauge a lot of things. Can we really live with this person or we can't?
Yeah.
Because so many things changes, and you know, you both have to really take care of the house. You both have to kind
care of each other.
Yeah, you have to share the responsibilities, right? So we can actually judge a person with that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any sadistic traits like this you will catch only if you live with this
When I was
person.
thinking of this question, I thought like this wouldn't be it, but it's crazy that this has happened with you. I think it also comes from a place of insecurity.
Totally. Like I can have my guards up to the whole world, media, online, anyone wants to say anything. I have a thick skin, but home is not where you want to do that.
Of course
And when
not.
someone like knows this and wants to hurt you really with their words, it's really sad. Like
Very
you shouldn't
true.
be with that person.
Yeah, true, true. As a woman, what are, let's just say, 3 simple things that you would expect from a man?
I think first is respect.
Okay.
That's like very high up there for me. If you can't respect me, you can be the real, like the nicest guy on earth, but not happening. True. That's an immediate turn off. If you can't be, not just to me, even to others. If you can't communicate respectfully, that shows me some level of immaturity emotionally. So that's a red flag. Second, I would say is like picking up after yourself, doing your own things. Like if you can't cook, that's like basic survival. If you can't cook a meal and survive, then you're a liability. You're not a partner. I
Know
think.
your everyday chores.
Yeah, just do your own stuff. Wash
Correct.
your clothes.
Yeah.
Feed yourself. If you can do that much, then great. சண்டை போடும்போது ரெஸ்பெக்ட் கொடுத்து பேசுற அளவுக்கு மெச்சூரிட்டி இருந்தா இந்த பொசசிவ்னஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்காதுன்னு தான் நான் நம்புறேன்.
Very true, actually. Like, if respect is there, I think even during a fight, they won't put you down, or like, you know, they won't put themselves also down, because they respect the relationship, they respect the person who they are fighting with. What you said makes a lot of sense. Respect should be the foundation of any relationship. More than love, caring, communication, all of that comes much later on. I am with you on this. We are almost going to end the discussion before we move on to games. If red flags were characters in a movie, which character would be a walking red flag, according to you?
I grew up on Shah Rukh movies, but like all his movies now are so problematic. Me and my friends did like this nostalgia binge watch of movies, and we were watching all these movies and like, oh my god,
was he
is this what we
doing?
romanticize?
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
true. Not only that, this is what we grew up with. And then suddenly now, of course, people are woke and people are aware of a lot of things. Things are changing. I'm glad things are. But like our childhood was like
Ruined.
for sure.
My love life was ruined. I got to meet Shah Rukh and Karan Johar, and I told them, I was like, you are the reason my love
You
life
told
was ruined.
For sure, Karan Johar, bro. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's, yeah, like all his films set some unrealistic standards for love. I
Seriously.
think we all kept wanting for that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's always like have to fight the world to be together.
I know, true. Cool. So we are moving to the game section, the fun section of the
Yay.
podcast. So I'm going to be giving you some taboos or stuff like that. If you think you are for it, you can say love.
Okay.
And if you're not for it, you can say hate. Talking openly about money with your partner.
Love.
Okay. Long distance relationship.
Hate.
Cannot do.
No.
Huh?
I did one long distance relationship and I think I've not cried more in my life.
Cute.
But I still managed 3.5 years of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long were you guys apart for though?
3 years. After 3.5 year relationship, we were apart. And then after a point, I was like,
What's the point?
do I even know you anymore? Like I've
I
spent
know.
more time away from you than together. And
Yeah, I know.
not working.
It's difficult for
Yeah.
sure. Cooking together.
Love. Cooking is like my most favorite way of showing love to people.
Okay.
Like if I've cooked for you, then you know you're special.
Oh, nice.
And if we can cook together, nothing like it.
Nothing.
I just love that.
Couples therapy.
Love. I think it's important because every day is not going to be nice and happy. On the difficult days, if you both feel like victims, you're not going to get anywhere with your talking. You need someone who'll mediate and be unbiased. So, better than going to your friends or your family, I think I would recommend couples therapy.
Arranged marriages. Terla,
Yeah.
I don't want to comment on it.
I'm open minded.
I know because I was seeing this interview of Pariniti Chopra. She said, whatever happens, I won't marry a politician. And she is
married
marrying
a
a politician. So people are, putting that everywhere. So I'm like thinking, yeah, maybe you also don't want to
Yeah.
say anything right now. Because arranged marriages work as well. So we can't really say, yeah, correct. Live-in relationships.
Yes, please do this.
Online dating apps.
Not for me.
Not for you. Have you tried though?
Yeah.
And like, are you there as a different person as yourself?
As myself. So I didn't try in India. I'd gone to Australia and I was like, let me try some dating app here. And I went on the dating app and matched with some Pakistani guy.
Oh.
And we started talking like, oh, Pakistani, this is something I would never get to meet in India. And we started talking and immediately he's like, come to my house. I was like, I'm too old for this. I can't. I don't have raging hormones. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it didn't work.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. Not
No,
happening.
I'm not like.
Playing matchmaker to your single friends.
Yes.
You do this.
Yes. This is one auntie trait of mine that I have recognized. Like whenever I see one single person and another single person in my circles, I'm like, oh, what if this person
They
and
should
that
meet.
person? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd make a very good matchmaker.
Abdiya, I have this trait too. I've been matchmaking to my friends and it has worked. They've got married and all.
Oh.
So I'm feeling very proud about it.
Nice. I made one good match.
Okay.
Yeah.
It worked.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope that it works out fully.
I might just be the next Seema Taparia, guys.
Watch out for the new Seema Taparia of Chennai.
Yeah.
Going on separate vacation or trips without your partner. Like having a life of yourself.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'm like that.
Okay. Like after a relationship, like I want my boyfriend everywhere. Are you that person?
No, because I've been like the kebab mein haddi for the longest time now. All my friends are married.
Okay.
And I did this one trip with my school friends. This was supposed to be a 20th friendship anniversary trip.
Okay.
But then 2 people were married and one of them recently got married. And I had the hardest time because I would wake up early. I was so excited to be in Sri Lanka. I'm like, guys, let's go. And I'm up at 6 doing yoga on the beach. And like by 8, I've showered, I've done yoga, everything. And they wake up only by 10:30 and like they just want to go running back to their room and I want to be out exploring. I was like, I
Not
hate
happening.
this, yeah.
Celebrating anniversaries with grand gestures.
I don't mind.
You like it?
Yeah.
Sharing the same circle of friends with your partner.
That's inevitable, no?
Like you don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think if we can find more people to
Together,
do fun
yeah.
thing, why not?
For sure, yeah. Handwritten love letters.
Love. I'm a total handwritten notes kind of person.
Nice.
I have a collection of letters that my dad has been writing to me over the
so
years and all that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Long text messages or long voice notes.
Voice notes. But
Okay.
I think I have like attention deficit problems. Somewhere during the voice
Arey.
note, I get lost.
Lost, yeah. Actually, I don't mind long text messages, but long voice notes, I'm like, ஐயோ கேட்டுட்டே இருக்கணுமே 1.5லலாம் வச்சு கேட்பேன் நான்.
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
Long text messages is it's nice to go back and keep reading it.
Exactly.
But I
Yeah.
feel like I don't read it in the same tone that it's intended.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
prefer the voice notes.
Voice notes.
But keep them short, not too long.
Got it. Not big on PDA.
I like PDA.
You like PDA, no? I
Yeah,
also
why?
love PDA. Yeah. Cool. So next is word associations. I'm going to
Okay.
tell you a word, and the first thing that comes in your mind, just like shoot it.
I know this game from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Oh yeah, actually, again SRK comes again. Are we ready? Travel.
Oh shit. I'm very bad at this game already. I'll say Japan.
Japan. Okay. Cheating.
No. Please don't.
Dance.
I like. I'm thinking rain.
Rain.
No,
Oh.
no.
Okay. Super deluxe.
Kumaraja.
Love.
I'm blank.
Chennai.
Chennai is Bessie, Frisbee.
Collywood.
My industry, right?
Right in the end. You're asking me? Yeah, your industry only.
My industry. It's interesting.
Okay. Animals.
Animals is love.
Friends.
Very important to keep me grounded in life.
Hate comments.
Now I'm like,
You're like at a pro at it now.
yeah,
You're like,
but at some point it does get to me.
when is your birthday?
May.
Taurian.
Yes. What do you know about Taurians? Tell me.
No, I have too many Taurian best friends.
Yeah?
So yeah, I get along well with Taurians. I'm a Cancerian. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, this topic is going everywhere, but I'm loving it. Okay, I think with that, our podcast is almost coming to an end. So, are there any red flags that you personally think that nobody should deal with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think mental abuse is like the least explored or spoken about.
Of course.
Small manipulation and like mentally when someone breaks you, it's very hard to come out of it.
Definitely, yeah.
In the merit, especially with photos and stuff, I think that's where women get targeted a lot. I had that done to me. Like I've been threatened with compromising photos. And first time it happened, I was in college.
Okay.
And I was actually shitting my pants because this person said, I'm going to send our photos from this date to your parents and all. I was like,
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not even supposed to be dating. My parents will be pissed off about that, let alone dating someone like this and having photos sent to them and all. So my dad sent something was really off.
Okay.
When I came home, he saw my face. Like constantly I was getting messages and every message made me jump. I was so nervous. I don't know what he sensed, but he spoke to me suddenly. Oh, na Lokanda is like, if somebody is scaring you, threatening you something, and you trusted them, it's their bad. They are breaking your trust.
That is so true. Yeah.
And they're hitting you below the belt, and that's not how someone treats someone that they love.
Yes.
So if somebody is doing that to you, they don't love you.
Yes.
Tell them to go to hell. I'm with you no matter what. And he didn't even ask me what it was about. I don't know how he was so intuitive at that time, but I have to really thank my dad for saying that, because I don't think my mom is like that.
Okay.
My mom would react very differently to finding out something like this. And I really needed that perspective, because later when this happened to me in my life, I just told that guy
You were
to
not
get
scared.
lost. Yeah. Now that I'm an actor, and this person's like, I just have to leak your photos or something during a fight, and I'm like, yeah.
That's not cool, yeah.
This is like, I knew you would stoop this low.
Yeah.
If you're ready to stoop this low, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, I'll delete those photos. I don't want to leak them. I really like you. I'll delete those photos, but meet me. This is all after we've broken up, and I'm like, I don't want to see this guy anymore. That's his way of manipulating me back into
the
his life.
relationship,
Like he
yes.
just wants to control me. So it was so easy for me to say, get lost. And I have to thank my dad for it. And I think this is something no one should have to go through.
Definitely. I think this is why it's also very important for our parents to even have an open conversations with us. Like when we are growing up, I think a lot of people don't have that conversation, right?
Yeah. It's just outright not allowed to date. So you don't
Yes.
even get into like how to maneuver through these kind of things.
Exactly. Just that confidence, that knowing that okay, whatever happens, someone's there for us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially our parents, that,
Yeah.
okay, he or she is going to be with us. And the feeling itself is such a good feeling to have. I'm so glad your dad was there at that
Me too.
point of time to
Me too.
have that conversation with you. It's great. I think it's a great message to all the people who's listening also.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a way of, like, I feel like our society tells women that உங்களோட மானமே போயிடும்,
Correct.
and உங்களோட சேர்ந்து ஃபேமிலியோட மானமும் போயிடும். And I don't know why they do this, because நான் தப்பு பண்ணல, நான் அந்த பையனை ட்ரஸ்ட் பண்ணேன், நான் அந்த பையனை லவ் பண்ணேன். இதே if he is using against me to shame me, அது அவன் பண்ற தப்பு, நான் பண்ண தப்பு கிடையாது. So why is bad behavior not being punished, but I'm being punished for trusting, for loving?
Very true. Very
So,
true. Yeah.
I think that we have to reevaluate as a society together. But I'm so glad I had my dad to like navigate through this.
Yes, I'm so glad as well. Okay, with that, I think we have come almost to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much, Gayathrie. This was such a fun episode. I thought we'll be talking only about red flags, but I think so many personal stories came out of this
Yeah.
episode. I think it was a lot of fun. But before that, I always leave with a word. Do you know what date stacking is?
No.
So date stacking is basically, they take one evening, they schedule 1 hour slots. 2 to 4 I'll meet this boy, 4 to 6 I'll meet this boy அப்படின்ட்டு ஒரு 3 slot one Friday night, let's go. So அது போயிட்டு they'll kind of decide இந்த பையன் work ஆறானா இல்லையா அப்படின்ட்டு. So that is called date stacking, and apparently that is trending right now and people are doing that. So
I'm so proud of this Gen Z
Gen
and
Z.
everything that they're doing. Like, yes, break all the stereotypes, break
I
all
know.
conditioning. I'm for it.
True, totally. So that was date stacking, and with that, it's time for us to leave. Thank you, and it was such a fun episode.
I know. Thank you for having me. And I think this is the first time I've spoken about my relationships and all that. Don't try to guess who it is, guys. Just this is a story. Listen.
Of course.
Listen to what I'm saying and just leave it.
Yes, and all the best to everything that you are going to be doing in the coming
Thank
years
you.
and
Thank you
months.
so much.
And
And good luck to you for the
Thank you,
podcast.
thank
And
you.
I've been listening to your podcast, like the audio of it.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's nice that you're doing a video version. You're looking really nice.
Thank
to all the
you.
listeners who can't see, you should tune in to see Mercy.
thank you so much, Gayathrie. It was lovely talking to you. And with that, like I always say, be good and do good.